sulfur dyes. So it also have very good substantivity towards cellulosic fibers. So it has sulfur linkage. So you see this is the wet dye. So dye plus sulfur linkage. So again it is insoluble in water. So you have to reduce the wet dye, reduce the sulfur dye to have good substantivity towards cellulosic fibers. So for reducing step, we have to add sodium sulfide and sodium carbonate. So you can add either sodium sulfide and sodium carbonate, or you can add sodium sulfide alone. So depends upon the method you can choose. And sodium sulfide will sever the sulfur linkage and that convert it into simpler compound. So this is the simpler reduced sulfur dyes. So it is a simpler one, and it will be easily soluble in water. So after reducing, we can dye the cotton fabric. After dyeing, again you have to convert the reduced sulfur dye into insoluble form by oxidation method. It is similar to watting, wet dyes. So this is the step to convert the reduced sulfur dye into insoluble form. So by oxidation method. General properties of sulfur dyes. Sulfur dyes are very cheap when compared to wet dyes, and you can easily apply on cotton fabric. It has very good substantivity towards cellulosic fibers. Wet fastness is good. It is similar to wet dyes. Light fastness is satisfactory, and poor fastness to chlorine. Whereas the wet dyes will have very good fastness to chlorine, whereas sulfur dyes are very poor in chlorine fastness. It is similar to reactive dyes, and withstand in acidic bath. That means stable in acidic medium. So you can keep as long as with in acid bath. And reducing state, the dyeing resembles direct dyes. That means reduced wet dyes are similar to direct dyes. So the application is also similar, and in presence of electrolyte and temperature, it exhausts well. So exhaustion percentage of sulfur dyes are very poor. So to increase the exhaustion, we have to add electrolyte, and we have to increase the temperature to boiling. On exposure to air, the sulfur is oxidized to sulfuric acid, and this sulfuric acid will reduce or tender the cotton fabric, and that will produce holes on the fabrics. So this should not happen in dyeing. So we have to be very careful while dyeing the sulfur dyes. And the dyeing procedure is similar to wet dyes, and change in color happens, and it is also similar to wet dyes. And readiness is one type of defects. Hydrogen sulfide and metal will react each other and produce a color stain on the fabrics. That kind of a defect is called a readiness. And the sulfur dyes are very poor in exhaustion, and we can use the standing bath for increase this exhaustion percentage. So standing bath means one batch of dyes fabric is dyed in one bath, and the second batch is also dyed in the same bath after adding the residual sulfur dyes. After treatment, we can treat the dyed fabric with metal salts that will increase the light fastness. So normally copper sulfate, potassium dichromate, sodium dichromate along with acetic acid is used to increase the metal light fastness and as well as the color development. Bronze is one type of defects. So that is happen when you dye the cotton fabric with sulfur dyes over dyeing. That means excessive dyeing, this kind of defect is arising. So we have to be very careful for dyeing time.